And next up, we have Kim Lewandowski, head of product and co-founder at ChainGuard, which is a supply chain security platform. And Kim, take it away. And quick housekeeping reminder, right after Kim's lightning talk, we will have a 30-minute networking session up on the rooftop. So we will see you there. Over to you, Kim.
Where's the click? Oh, you got it. So this is a quote from my CEO that I love. It's been used quite a bit recently in talks, but I think it really just puts the nail on the head of the situation that we're in today. I used to be a developer. I didn't think twice about grabbing a random package off the internet and shipping it to production. I used to work at a nuclear research lab, and I took Hadoop off the internet and used it in production. And so these are the type of risks that we're talking about today with supply chain security. And so when I talk about supply chain security attacks, this is kind of the thing that we're talking about. So when code leaves a developer's keyboard all the way to when it hits production, that includes all the dependencies that code is depending on, all the tooling that was used to build it. There are weaknesses along every point in that chain, and we've seen attacks at every point in that chain. And unfortunately, as one of my other co-founders says, there's no secure my shit flag that you can just turn on and be protected. And so why is this an issue today? We're seeing a huge rise in these attacks. Sonatype put out this report. They predicted 650% increase in 2022 alone. And Gartner predicts that 45% of organizations are going to be hit by a supply chain attack by 2024. So this is how we're currently categorizing these type of attacks. And this is a short list of a few of the more well-known ones, starting with integrity, quality, and then malicious maintainers. So SolarWinds is the big attack that we heard of a couple years ago. Their build system was infiltrated, and they were able to propagate malicious code out. The fallout of that attack was an executive order coming down from President Biden, and there's new regulation in the pipeline for government contractors they need to start following. Log4Shell is another one. Maybe a monorepo would have made this situation easier. It ruined a lot of people's holidays, hopefully not many of you in the room. I talked to a customer recently, and they told me that they spent weeks just crawling GitHub to see if they were even impacted. I think this is a huge issue today. Is the reality of the situation is people don't even know what they're running in production. And then another one, this is malicious maintainers is kind of the category we came up with for these attacks. The most common ones we're seeing today are called typo squatting attacks. And so this is when an attacker will kind of slightly modify the name of a package to try to get you to install that malicious one instead of the commonly used package. And so why now? We get asked this question a lot and don't have any perfect answer, but one of the best theories that I've heard is we've gotten really good at protecting against other styles of attacks. We have TLS everywhere now, strong passwords. Most of us are using multi-factor authentication. And the supply chain really seems to be the weakest link now, where attackers are finding their way in, carrying out an attack, and then actually are able to propagate that to affect many more victims. So why does this matter? Well, it's not just Bitcoining we have to be worried about. There's national security things that are up in the air today. Kubernetes, the most widely used container orchestration system, is running in a fighter jet. When you dig in, you start looking at the companies that contribute to Kubernetes, you might see some surprises. And so just to pick on Kubernetes a little bit more, this is not an abstract piece of artwork that belongs in a MoMA. This is actually a very zoomed out version of its dependency graph, and it's a bit of a few transitive dependencies in there. So just to go zoom in just a little bit, this is just a small, oh, did that go? There we go. Just a small sliver of some of the packages inside the Kubernetes code base. So when you're running your platforms or you're running your applications on top of Kubernetes, you're putting trust into every single developer that's underneath these software packages and contributing code and all their build systems and tooling that they use to get these packages built and then included into the Kubernetes platform. And so someone shared this with me recently, and I thought it was pretty funny. Okay, it's not all doom and gloom. There are some things that we know, and we know how to make this situation better. But this is a common theme that I've been hearing a lot, is people just aren't sure where to start. They're not sure how to tackle the problem, or what best practices to follow, or what tooling exists. And so with my few minutes, that looks like I'm going to be on time, though. Good, cool. So I put together just these mitigation techniques. So if we map these back to the types of attacks we were seeing, integrity, quality, and malicious maintainers. Here's a list of mitigation techniques that you should be thinking about throughout your organizations. And I think the one takeaway that I want to get past today is really treat your build systems like your production systems, because they are. They're building that code that's running in your production systems. Don't let your engineers build stuff under their desk, on their laptops. Know where that code is coming from in your systems, how it got there, how it was built, and you'll be much better off with the state of your software supply chain. And require your vendors to do that as well. That's one of the big things that we are learning here. It's not just one person's problem. It's not just one organization. We all are so dependent on each other's code, and on vendored code that this is nothing that one organization can fix on its own. Maybe if you delete all your code, but that may be the only option. So with that, that's me. I'm on the internet. I have a new company. Happy to chat. I'll be around for a little bit today. And go Warriors.